Hey guys, welcome back to the WODdoc Project 365, episode 483. Today what we're doing is working on a little bit of wall ball technique. One of the biggest faults that we tend to see happen over and over again, even in the most athletic and elite categories, is we see this clamping of the wall ball. And it happens as we start to get tired, or if we just don't understand like the idea of the technique in the first place. So two things happen when we start to bring our elbows outwards and clamp onto the ball. Generally what happens is people will hold the ball at or above the equator. They'll get their fingers literally above the equator of the ball. And now I have to add this compressive force into the ball to hold it, right? Which what I really want to do is I want to bring my forearms kind of vertical. That way I could just create this nice little cradle, okay? When I don't have to add the compressive nature of holding the ball, I can keep from burning out my chest. And we all know that during the wall ball technique, when I go ahead and squat and come back up, there is a pressing motion. So the last thing I want to do is burn out the upper portion of my chest by basically doing this fly type mechanism, this static fly, right? So let me just show you the difference of what I'm trying to say here. Is a lot of times we tend to see people, they get their fingers above the equator of the ball and they get their elbows out. And of course, this is kind of exaggerated for the purpose of it, but we see the people come up here like this. So even if I'm keeping good squat technique, it's still more difficult for me to press my chest. It's still more difficult for me to press the ball together, to clamp the ball together, than it would be is if I got my hands underneath the ball like this and my forearms vertical. Now I'm just kind of holding on to the ball so I can thrust it up in the air. So, show you the difference between a good rep and a bad rep from both angles here, okay? So, a bad rep, I get above the equator of the ball, my elbows stay out, and now I have to work so much harder because I'm basically throwing almost like a knuckleball up, right? Versus getting my elbows underneath, creating that cradle that's going to be here. The ball's going to set higher, and now I can throw up, right? And I'm going to catch it back into that position. Again, I'll reduce the amount of clamping technique, the amount of clamping force that I need. I'll be able to save my upper chest so I can increase the longevity in which I can stay in that modified front squat position that we need for these wall balls. Guys, I hope this helps you out. Try to change this technique, and until tomorrow, we are optimizing function to optimize performance.